on. So, speaking of the Pinnacle, it looks as if the former leader of the Pinnacle, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, is seeing some fierce backlash over his spot at AEW Revolution during the 60-minute Iron Man match with Bryan Danielson. He ended up going ringside and throwing some form of drink in the face of a child. We don't know if that was just water, if it was an actual alcoholic drink. So I'm not going to sit up here and lie to y'all and say that it is. But then the internet exploded. And there were people that said that he was just being a heel. And then there were other people that were just saying that he took it too far. So I'm going to ask you the same question. Was MJF being a good heel, or did he take it too far?
I mean, he's always doing rude shit. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the base of his character. He's not supposed to be likable, and he's done, in my personal opinion, a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess people feel bad because it's a little kid. I mean, my biggest ick is that it's a little black boy in the front. I don't know if he was an MJF fan or not, but that'd be really sad if your mom got you those tickets and you're really excited for that match, and if you particularly like MJF and he did that to you. So I do feel a little bit bad about that. It doesn't really look very good when you have a Jew throwing water on a little black boy. You know, somewhere out there, Kanye might be mad, or you know what I'm saying. But let me go back to my point. Going from a business perspective, I don't think that MJF was in the wrong here. I mean, I gas, but that's what he wanted you guys to do. He wanted you guys to gas. He wanted you guys to be shocked. He wanted you to be mad. Now, if I was the mom, though, if I was the mom, I would not have been that calm. Like, if I couldn't get over the railings to beat your ass and go to jail, I'm definitely finding something, or taking the chair that I was standing on and just chucking something at you. Like, I would have been in handcuffs that day if you took my drink out of my hand, threw it on my child. But at the same time, I do think that he was doing what a heel does, and it was good. It's actually really good shit, even though I was like a little upset. But I think the internet is overreacting. That's what the internet does in general. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they kind of blur the lines between, watching and knowing that it's scripted, which obviously that wasn't script. That was he wasn't a plan. That was an actual child. But he's like doing his job, because the thing about MJF is that he is so good at his job that he makes people like him, and that's the biggest problem with MJF. He's so
Yeah.
good at what he does that we clap and we praise him for being such a likable heel. And it's just like his job is not to be liked, his job is to be hated. So if he has to like push the envelope a little bit, he's gonna do that. And I'm pretty sure that AEW, Tony Khan probably got like, clearance with this, and that they probably did walk up to the little boy afterward. I'm pretty sure that he got a picture with Hobbs, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he probably went up to the little boy after and probably apologized. Or I probably gave him and the mom some incentive or something in general, just to say, hey, we didn't really mean it like that. It was just part of the show. He was just doing his job or whatnot. And I just think people need to lay off. I think it was good shit, and he needs to keep it up doing some disrespectful stuff like that, because this overreaction is what he wanted, you know? So good. I think he did an excellent job. But what do you think?
I agree with you in the sense that I'm like torn, in the sense that like I understand that MJF is a student of the game. This is a guy who studies Hunter. This is a guy who studies Flair. This is a guy who studies Punk. And he
Yeah.
studies all the best heels that have ever been in wrestling. And he understands that his job is to get heat. His job is to be hated. So he's going to do things that are going to get him hated because that's his character. So from a character perspective, that was a great move to do. But the other side is the aspect of, you know, him throwing a drink on a little black boy. I'm pretty sure he didn't have any like malintentions behind it. But let me tell you something. If that was Miss Allen that brought her little baby boy to a wrestling show, and you throw a drink on his kid, you getting a 2-piece to the jaw. No questions asked. But to each his own. But I also do have to commend Tony Khan in the sense of saying like, hey, as soon as that happened, they were on it. They already had it looked like they, had a plan in place. They had people that were around that wanted to make this kid's day. And I think that's very, very commendable of Tony Khan for leading that effort and for the other wrestlers in the back that were willing to be a part of an experience to kind of help salvage whatever MJF was trying to do. So I'm a little torn as far as if it was wrong or if it was right. However, I do understand both sides, and I do think that both parties were able to kind of benefit from everything in the end, based on the fact that MJF ended up getting more heat and that the boy had some form of, some type of reimbursement via his experience.
He
I'm
probably
pretty
got
sure
free show
they
tickets.
probably got. I think he did. I'm not completely sure, but I think he got free show tickets. He got a picture with Hobbs. He got a chance to meet Tony Khan. Like, bro had his night made outside of the drink being poured on him. But I do wanna move on. Let us know if y'all believe, is MJF being a good heel, or was the internet just simply, you know is if MJF being a good heel, or is the internet overreacting, or was he actually in the wrong? Let us know.